Hello and good morning from a very wet but warm South Croydon, just heading back to, actually it's not South Croydon, I'm leaving East Croydon, heading back to South Croydon. But this is just a very short video. Alright, so you probably would have heard me say, hello, you're right? From the clubbing days.
No.
I know, you used to work outside one of the clubs.
No.
Never.
I've been working in the job centre for 15 years.
Oh, the job centre. Is that where I've met you?
Possibly, yes.
Uh-huh. Is that the one just here? By East Croydon?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. How are you keeping?
I'm good, thank you, sister.
All right.
Okay.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, so... Well, I don't know where I see these people from. On my travels, I talk to people. I'm shocking with names, but I remember faces. And I knew I saw him in the capacity of a security guard. But he said it's at the job centre. And I could have sworn it was clubbing, because the clubbing is where I normally meet security people, or in supermarkets. But anyways, let me get back to what I was saying. Right, so I've said that I usually get people when I'm at the sauna, in the sauna, telling me that I'm lucky and I've got good genes. But today I've had my hallelujah moment, because I met a woman in the changing room by the name of Jade. She's 35 years old. I took the liberty to ask, and I said I would use her as my example whenever people tell me that I'm lucky. So there are a lot of people who develop mental health problems and gained weight during lockdown. Well, Jade has done the opposite. She lost 4 stones during lockdown. So she showed me a before and after picture. And ordinarily people tell me that it is because I don't have children, why I have a flat stomach, why I haven't spread across the middle. Well, Jade has got children, and she managed to lose 3 stones. So she's, as I walk and talk, she's now in the swimming pool toning up. So there you have it. And the moral of this video really is to say, because I tried to persuade her to do an article or something for a magazine, just as evidence to sort of remove excuses from people. People who would make excuses as for why they are the way they are. And there was another woman came in the changing room, actually. She is overweight, and very much overweight. And she said something to me after Jade left. She's someone I see more often. First time I've met Jade, but she said this is the first time she's come in a long time anyway, so I wouldn't have met her, because I've only been with the gym since July. But anyway, so we're having this conversation, and we ended up talking about mental health. That the other thing that people say to me is that coming to the gym and using the sauna is good it must be good for your mental health. And this is something that I actually find offensive. The idea that I have issues with my mental health. And when I say I find it offensive, I know we're in a climate of it's okay not to be okay. But as I've said, I work on the principle of healthy mind, healthy body, healthy spirit. And so the assumption that we're all sort of in the same boat is a bit like if I'm not well, like I have one of my one-day illnesses, and I make mention that I was ill, immediately people will say, was it COVID? Because nothing else existed before COVID. I say sarcastically, So it's the same principle. Whenever something is rolled out publicly and accepted by the masses, suddenly that's all people want to put things down to. So looking after my sister is supposed to be affecting my mental health. I've stated many times that the only problems we've run into, or rather I've run into, is that we've not had enough money by virtue of the fact that I cannot work at the level that I used to, for obvious reasons. Work-sleep balance. I need to sleep. I need to conserve energies, so that's why I wasn't going to the gym. Well, when I say not going to the gym, exercising, because I had to save my energy to work. So all routes led back to money. So if I had enough time, I could have been exercising, or I could have been using the time to work had others pitched in to help look after my sister, kind of thing. Or if they weren't willing to pitch in, had they been willing to pitch in financially, then I would have had more time on my hands. So I could have been, I've said I didn't exercise for 2 years beyond walking to the shops. I would have been able to as well look after my physical health. So I think it's a bit rich when people want to start talking to me about mental health. It's not my mental health that I need to take care of, because I don't need time to do that. I just need to be all right within myself, and it doesn't matter what's going on, I'm always all right, because my externals don't affect what's going on the inside. So anyway, so that was a conversation. Again, it was sort of but everybody's different, so there's always going to be something. So I can use the example of Jade losing 4 stones during lockdown, whereas others gained weight. And what I will get is, oh, but that's her. So I find it quite amusing that while people will stick me in the category of you're lucky because you don't have children and it's genetics and all of this nonsense, and they will say that if I provide them with an example, they're going to tell me that we're all different and that she's the odd person out. She's the 1 in a million type thing. So that with that, just so Jade forevermore will be my example. But I mean, I don't see it in terms of being in the spotlight, doing newspapers, magazines, before and after weight gain, weight loss. I see it as providing a service. So that, of course, for some people, it will give them the inspiration they're looking for to say, well, if she did it, I can do it. But for others, they'll make excuses, and usually about their mental health or something. But nevertheless, I may or may not, we'll see if I may or may not have another article coming out in one of the magazines sometime soon. I'll do a video if that does come out, as regards what it is. But I just think examples matter. I think I mentioned about Rosemary, who's 86, and she comes once or twice a week and she swims, and she doesn't have the energy of an 86-year-old. She's strong, healthy, and that's because she's always kept going. She's never found an excuse to not keep going. And that's just where I come from. So Rosemary's 30 years older than me. So I can look at Rosemary and say, well, if she can do it at her age, then that's something to be admired and something to emulate. So Rosemary is my marker. It's not that I sort of judge myself by other people's standards, but Rosemary shows me that at 86, it is possible. Thank you. At 86, it's possible to still have an active life. So I'm going to leave that there. Have a good day. Look after yourselves. And keep healthy. Or get healthy. Take care. Bye-bye.